Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Sunshine Study. I'm Dr. Rebecca, the Lifejoy coach and author, and these are my books. And I help brave people transform burned out areas of their life into some balance and some blessings. It's joyous to be with you. We love sunflowers in the Sunshine Study because they are tall, they are golden, they seek the light, and when the storms come, they hold one another together. And I love that philosophy. And the work that I do is called Lifejoy. And Lifejoy stands for love, integrity, fortitude, energy, joy, order and you. And that's a unique combination of counselling, life coaching, and I've written 5 books. So I thought today the Lifejoy books would take centre stage because I love them and I did so much work for them. And one of the things that really fills my soul is when I say my readers, people who read my books, and I would love you to be one of them. So I just thought I'd go through some of them and let you see the work that's gone into them. So the first book that I wrote is a thin book, but it's powerful, and it's called Lifejoy, Your Manual for Resilient Living. Now, I did this about 10 years ago, and it was all of the knowledge I wanted to give because one of our friends had a baby. And we were the godparents, and I thought, I have to put everything in for this child as it's sort of an emotional gift as much as a spiritual and practical one. So this is a very easy read. I made the font really big so that if you were tired, unwell, or not really a reader, that you could get something good and joyous from every page. So there it is. There's the little back page. And then every bit, for example, is a different stage in life. So it takes you from the cradle to the grave. There are pictures in it. There are exercises that are in it. There are prayers, there are meditations. You know, the layout is not conventional. It's unpredictable. It's joyous. It's helpful. There's little exercises for you to do. So that's the first book. Your first book's always really special. There's something about it that is magical. That's really all I can say. You learn a great deal from the process. You learn all the good things to do, all the not so good things to do, all the delays, all the edits, all the proofreading, all the page setting, all the sales and marketing, all the cover design, all the things about ISBNs, you know, all these different layers of learning. But there is really something magical about the first book. Now, the second book was a very much larger endeavour, and that came about because during the pandemic, I had stopped all of my work as a Christian celebrant and lost all of that income and lost all of those colleagues and clients, and I missed them dreadfully. So I was stuck in the house, wisely being restricted, and I thought, what can I do? So I was in a group, and every day one of the people did a Facebook Live in that group. And it was wonderful, and it was such a help. And I remember thinking, what can I do to back them up? And I thought, well, I could write a little piece or a blog or something that every day meant that people had something hopeful to do. And they did 100 lives. And I thought, could I do 100 pieces? And then suddenly somebody else said very kindly, Rebecca, this should be a book. And it was. So here it is. This is my second book. And the reason I love this book, and lots of people like it, is because there's a reading for every day of the year. And I love what's called devotionals, where you've got a little bit of something, a bit of treasure to read every morning or every night or whenever you want through that day. And I have had people blitz the whole book in one go. Somebody on Boxing Day rang me up once, having had it for Christmas, and said, when's the next one due? So, you know, people read it at their own pace, but obviously sunflowers. And this is your Lifejoy year, an enriching thought for every day. And there's the back. So the interesting thing about this book is what I managed to do was have bookmarks to go with it. Forgot about them. But I put in a theme for every month. So every month has a different value. So the first one is January, which is love. Then courage, integrity, action, reliability, thoughtfulness, joy, grace, wisdom, humility, peace, and hope. So there's a month's worth of reading on all of those things. Lifejoy year. Now, once I had done that, I had sworn that I would not do another devotional. And then I did. But the next book took me 10 years to write. It was really a labour of love and a big part of my life's purpose. And I will do separate videos on each of the books. This is just sort of an overview. This is Ivy, Inspiring Ivy. This is my grandmother, Ivy Madeline, who was my best friend in all the world, quietest, shyest, bravest woman, tiny, very graceful, very faithful. And she was a nurse and travelled all around the British Isles, gaining qualifications and promotions. And then in the 1930s, she went to China to run a women's hospital in Manchuria, and she went as what's called sister tutor. And this is her class, one of her classes, where she's in the middle, and these are her students, where she's teaching them to be nurses. So this took a monumental amount of work, and I wrote this as Ivy, writing letters. And it took me a long time to work out what we would call a narrative construct of it, framework. But I could remember how she spoke. I knew who she was. I remembered her thought processes. So I thought, right, here we go. So you can read a letter a day, so it's still manageable, but it's her view of the world. And you learn about her life from the letters because she's writing to different people, and you learn about their lives as she responds. So that was an epic effort, Ivy Madeline. Once I'd done that, I'd done 2 books in 2 years consecutively. And that was a huge amount of work, and my fingers just about dropped off from typing. So I thought I would write a different kind of book that took less effort from me, but isn't much value to the reader. So I came up with 2 things. This was a notebook to go with it, which has just got, somebody said to me they liked making notes in my book, the first book, and that there wasn't enough space in it. So would I do a notebook? So this is the notebook, which is lovely. It's quite thin, but lovely. And then this is the journal that went with it. And the reason I did this was lots of people were doing planners at the time, but this was a journal for your soul. That wasn't just a prompt. It was a real architectural excavation of who you are, what you value, who you value, and what you'd like to be. So this is, I think, the most beautiful page settings. So there's a double page spread, and there are pages of notes, and there are different topics all the way through, and it's just a pretty read, but it's also powerful and insightful. It's got a bendy back so that you can put it on the desk and it'll sit flat. And also I wrote on the back, Lifejoy for your mind, heart and soul. Find the joy and the wisdom. So that was the journal. And then, so this was 3 books in 3 years. 4 books in 4 years. Ta-da! So this one was a much more measured piece because I wasn't writing it from scratch. I had done 4 other books. I knew what my readers loved. I knew what structure worked well, and I knew how to do it in a more efficient and effective way. So Lifejoy, this is Lifejoy year 2, and the artwork is from a wonderful friend of mine called Hannah, and we were friends on Instagram, that was all, and I just loved her work, and I said that, and she sent this painting to me. It was so graciously done. So this is another reading for every day of the year, and again themed for each month. So I will have to put my glasses on because the print is small. So it's trust, contentment, truth, dignity, unity, determination, adventure, fortitude, diligence, honourability, care, wonder. So if you want to read about those things, there's a reading for every day. They are my 5 books, which I hope have enriched people's joy, enhanced their courage, built their wisdom, but also helped them through difficulty. Life is bumpy, and it's often very unfair and often very difficult. And we can have difficult episodes, but we can have enduring difficulty. Situations that don't go away, sometimes don't get better, sometimes get worse. And one of the things that I found most helpful was a helpful, good, inspiring book. A book I could read a little bit every day, grow with the book, be more. And I suddenly wanted to be part of that conversation and offering of help. So that's my 5 books in 10 years. And I'm currently working on the next one, which is about 2/3 of the way through. And that will be coming soon. So my friends, thank you for being with me. Thank you for your support. I'm very joyous to be with YouTube. I hope you are as well, as comfortable and as supported as possible, and that you can also seek your own light, but be the light to other people. So take care, God bless, be safe, and we would love it if you could like and subscribe, and then we can grow together. Take care.